Dolly
You
Parton
know,
died, Mike Swift.
I know. Rest in peace. Although I knew something was up when they were talking about it on the Today Show yesterday, and they said that she was working on an avatar for concerts. Well, I just don't
Uh,
see a crowd digging Dolly Parton behind a screen and an avatar being in. I just don't see people latching onto that.
I'm assuming she's reunited with Kenny Rogers up in heaven. You think Kenny was hitting that back in the day?
No, she
You
was
don't
all
think
about
so?
her man. She was 100% all about her husband.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Kenny
I
was a
put
Kenny was a bit of a gambler, so I don't know.
he
He
was the
knew when to
gambler.
hold him and knew when to fold him, and you're not sure. Maybe he folded Dolly over the table once or twice.
I'm pretty sure that did not happen. In fact, I'm gonna stake my claims on that.
All right, if you say so.
Eh. You know what I've noticed?
What's that?
This isn't something new to our area. A couple of years ago, they laxed the laws on panhandling around the Dayton area. And ever since then, I'm sure you've noticed the explosion of people at traffic lights begging for change.
Yeah, I see a guy every day, and you know what? You know what throws me? Every day he has a new set of clothes on, and I'm like, yeah, okay, how's that working for you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure he, walks, 5 blocks down to his Beamer and hops in and drives off. But no, I like what gets me, like I understand being hard up and some people honestly cannot work. What makes me feel a little less bad for you when you're laying on the ground holding your sign.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just
you want him to put some effort into it?
you just put some effort into it. Like if you're really gonna beg for change, like I'm sorry. I feel less compelled to help you when you're laying on the pavement holding up the sign while trying to nap in between. Like I can't get on board with
Look,
that.
dude, holding a sign in the sun all day makes you tired.
I'm sure it does. And I'm sure you're at a point where it's like, hey, let's not take a break.
I'd be afraid
Because
of
if
that.
I take a break,
What if another homeless guy comes by
exactly.
and
That's
steals
what I'm
all your
saying.
chairs?
Or steals your spot. So I'm sure there's like a whole thing with staying in one spot all day, but my
You
God,
you think there's a code of ethics to panhandling?
no. I
Okay,
think there's none, which is why everybody always stays in one spot all day because they know
okay.
the second they walk away.
Someone's gonna take it. He's Mike Swift. I'm not. This is what's on
Hello.
my mind. And apparently, the laws and rules of panhandling are in today, which is still
I just
probably nicer than me wondering if Kenny Rogers tapped Dolly Parton back in the day.
That's a better thought. I mean, come on, man. I mean, she's not even in the grave yet, buddy, and you're just
Just a question. Islands in the street. That is what they were, and maybe still are.
I don't just because they did a song together and toured a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Maybe Dolly was just buck wild behind doors.
oh, come on, man.
Maybe Kenny,
Stop it.
maybe Kenny and Porter.
He is at Stephen Lewis on air.
But it's a valid question. I'm sure that I'm not the only person that wonders.
Wonders or wondered? Because if you're
Wonders or
to
wondered.
see, yes, aha.
Wondered. And I'll tell you what, though. Here's what I admire about Dolly Parton. Two things. One, her humanitarian side. But the other
hmm
side of that is when everybody back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s were buying up mansions in Los Angeles and trying to get property out there, she quietly bought up acres of
Yes.
Tennessee, and it is now worth billions of dollars.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no. Dolly did it smart. She really did. She did a lot of things the smart way. And I yeah, her humanitarianism, her push for reading for young kids was really big. You're giving me that look, but legit, man.
Oh, I am.
Like legitimately. She was really a great person, you know, off stage. She did a lot of things for her community off stage.
You think Kenny wondered if
Stop.
Kenny knows
Stop.
if they were built for speed or comfort. I bet
Ah,
Kenny was motorboat.
oh my God.
That old sailor.
Oh my God. Steven.
What?
Steven.
Like you didn't wonder that.
No, no, no. I really didn't. I didn't care.
Well,
That was
I guess I wondered enough for both of us.
I you definitely did plenty for both of us. On a serious note,
Yeah, very much so.
oh my God. So last Friday there was a young kid playing high school football that got injured pretty badly. Was injured in a very horrific play that injured he had a spinal injury. I don't know the exact injury, but it left him in the hospital in not great of shape. And from what I'm understanding, on the right path. So I'm wishing 100% recovery to Parker Wink over at Salina High School, the quarterback over there at the high school, and hope you recover, man. Hope these words get to you, and I hope you recover fully.
That was super nice of you.
That's a concern, man. It's concerning. I
Oh,
look at that as a
absolutely. Absolutely.
I love sports, as you know. I love high school sports, as my kids have played through, and just the fact that, from a parent standpoint, to hear something like that, let alone, I'm sure, be a witness to something like that, and have your kid literally carted off in an ambulance because he can't get up off of the ground. That's got to be, yeah, God, that's got to be gut wrenching. So I just, from a parent standpoint, that just stopped me in my tracks when I heard that story.
Sure, absolutely. Especially at that age, it's too young.
Yeah, yeah, way
It's
too young,
bad.
way
It's
too
bad at
young.
any age, but you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is on your mind this week?
You
Besides,
have the right of way today, sir.
no, I went last week. I was first last week because
You sure?
I dominated the entire conversation last week, and we just kind of
Oh,
stuck.
you're right. You're
Ah,
right. You're right.
thank you.
My bad.
I'm right
Yeah,
about
my bad.
96% of the time. It's a curse. It's a
Shut
curse.
up. No, you're. Oh no, it's 90% of the time.
For the record,
That's what.
for the record, was I right about Walmart? Not once, but twice in the same conversation. Yep.
So,
I'll take your silence as a
what's
yes.
on my mind today is about customer service. It's and the lack thereof. Um, yeah, you're kind of hinting towards it. So, um, last week I had the wonderful news brought to me by my son at 11:30 at night that he hit a pothole, and I'm using that with air quotes. He hit a pothole. I think he says he doesn't know what he hit, and whatever. Neither here nor there. He comes home and informs me that my tire has a flat. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. We'll deal with this in the morning. So I get up. I try my best to figure out how to take care of this issue. Because meanwhile I'm dealing with a sick family member out of town. So, um, yes, Walmart ended up being my selection to get my tire, only because I knew that a claim needed to be filed to replace the tire that I just bought 2 months ago. So I was just thinking, look, I'll get something cheap, real quick, tide me over until I can get this taken care of. So tow the
For the
car.
record, for the record, when you said Walmart, what did I say? just refresh my memory. I mean, I've had a couple of strokes this year. My memory's not what it used to be. I mean, I think I know what I said, but I could be
Oh,
wrong.
I think you know what you said, which is why you're giving me those little snide little giggles. Yeah, because you told me it was a bad idea. But by the
Okay.
time I told you, it was already said and done. That it was already set. I was like, "Hey, look, it's."
The first time.
You're number one, man. You are so number one. Um, so I take it over there. I had it towed. Okay. So I get a call from the tow truck driver. He says, he
So
says, "Hey man,
before you do the tow truck driver, can I ask you a question? And I've been meaning to ask you this question since I found out about this story Friday or third when I think it was Friday when I found out about this. You live not even a mile from a place that does tire work.
yes." And the
Wow.
reason I didn't go to said place is because I was going to pay twice the price for a tire that I wasn't going to keep very long.
Okay. All right. I was just trying to figure out why you didn't drive.
Yeah, well, I couldn't drive the car. It was completely flat. I didn't have, well, I guess at home I had the tools to change it out. Wasn't my thought. I just wanted it done, over with, out of my way. Didn't want to mess with it myself.
Okay. That's fine.
That's where my thought was. That's where my thinking
You
was.
you are entitled to handle your business the way you choose to handle your business.
Damn right I do, and that's how I chose to handle it. And look where it got me. So the tow truck driver calls and says, "Hey, I'm at Walmart. People at Walmart are telling me they can't accept the keys to this car because I'm not the owner of the vehicle." The tow truck driver, right?
Mhm.
Wait, what? So I wonder how many people, how much business they've turned away over just that one technicality alone. Because that's stupid. That is completely stupid.
It
Because you
is.
mean to tell me that a complete stranger had a car towed to Walmart to have a tire put on it?
They might have.
Who does that? Who in the history of anything has done that? And then my question to them would be why? Why would you do something like that? So anyway, I go to Walmart. I show up and I walk up to the guy at the desk and I say, "Hey, listen, that's my car out there. These are the keys to the car." I'm not sure that guy, and I'm not saying this to try it and be funny. Either A, the guy does not understand clear and precise English,
Right.
or B, he was special needs and Walmart is doing some type of special needs program, because his response to my sentence was no. And I went, "I'm sorry, this wasn't a yes or no question. That's my car over there. These are my keys. I'm giving them to you so you can put my tire on." And he said, "Huh?" And I went, at this point, because I'm already annoyed that I had to drive over there. I had to be, I was really trying not to be an a hole. And I said, "Hi, sir. I'm a customer here. I purchased a tire from this place. These are the keys to my car. That is my car over there." And that's when he went, "Follow him." And I went, "Follow who? There's no one around me." And like, it was just, the communication was just, so all of a sudden some guy pops up out of nowhere. "Here, I can take care of you." Okay. So we walk over towards my car. He grabs my keys, walks over to my car, comes back to me and says, "You bought the wrong size tire." And I said, I'm sorry. I purchased the tire using your website's suggestion for my vehicle. So how is that possible? He said, well, I don't know. You bought the wrong tire. And he even put the emphasis on the word you. Like it was just like, dude, this is all your fault. So I don't know what to tell you. And I went, okay, how much is it for the right size tire? And he goes in the computer. We don't have any. And then he just stands there and he's just looking at me. And I'm looking at him waiting for, but we can possibly order one in the right size. Only he kept staring at me.
Did he? Maybe he liked you.
And then he says, well, we'll refund you the full price for the other tire that was the wrong size you bought. I went, well, well, yeah. And I looked at him and he's still looking at me. And I'm like, I can't believe you said that out loud. And he's still just looking at me. And I'm like, okay, well, let's, I've got to figure something out. So let's get this wrapped up. Refund me the tire so I can move on and whatever. And it was just the worst. You're right, the worst customer experience ever. And it was just an entire. And I'm sorry. Maybe they were just having a bad day, but that made them look like the biggest group of idiots that has ever been in any kind of retail situation ever. And I completely regretted it. But nonetheless, A, my car still needed a tire. B, I needed to get out of state to go see my dad. I
Right.
was trying to get out of town, so I was trying to hurry up and take care, which is another reason why I was just trying to go with the quick hurry fix.
Right.
So I went home that night. I told you about it, and of course, you wanted to rub my nose in it and make me feel like the smart person I was at the time. But look, again, the situation was the situation, and I was trying to get it taken care of quickly. As you know, I had at that point less than 12 hours that I wanted to be out of town. So, I go to the other Walmart's website. That's where I made my second mistake. Yes, I will admit this. I will admit this, but I went, clearly, clearly I can't run into this type of situation and stupidity twice.
Well, I mean, you could.
So, I will say it wasn't necessarily stupidity more than it was stupidity of policy and stupidity. So the next day, next Walmart, car gets dropped off. Again, I have to be the one to hand them the keys. So I'm with the tow truck driver, wasting time. So car's on a flatbed. It's dumped off. After it's dumped off the flatbed, guy comes out and he's like, hey, are you the one with that car? I'm like, yeah. He says, we can't accept your car like that. And I said, like what? He said, with a flat tire. And I went, wait, so you as a tire place can't accept my vehicle with a flat tire? And why is that? Well, we can't drive your car over to the bay with it flat like that. I said, it's 50 feet. You have my permission to drive it. If it gets damaged, it's my fault. We can't do that. Okay. All right. So at this point, the tow truck driver hadn't left yet. I have no tools with me. So I asked the tow truck driver, hey, listen, they can't accept my car with a flat tire. He even laughed at that.
That's a new one.
That was a new one. I've never seen that before. So, how much business are you losing on that technicality? That's the second technicality in which they can't accept a vehicle.
Right.
So he says, "Well, I have to call this in. I can't just put the donut on. I have to call this into dispatch." let me get back with you and see what we're working with here. I said, all right, that's fine. So all of a sudden, the manager comes flying out. She goes, we can't accept your car like that. And I said, yes, ma'am, I know. I already spoke with the mechanic and he told me that. Well, we can't accept your car like that with a flat. I said, yes, ma'am. I understand that. The gentleman explained that to me already. She says it a third time. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, I don't understand why this is even necessary. She says, well, you asked for a manager. And I said, no, I didn't. The mechanic explained everything to me. I walked away to see if this man could put a donut on the car. Said if I asked for a manager, I'd be standing in the store waiting for you like a man. So she was just like all huffy and puffy and attitude, and I'm like, well, there's a car right over there parked in front of that bay with a flat tire. What are you doing for that car? She said, well, a customer just left it there. It's about to get towed. And again, huffy and puffy and attitude, and I'm just like, man, you are lucky like I'm in the situation I'm in, because otherwise I'd be telling you where to go and I'd be taking myself somewhere else. So all of this, tow truck driver gets back to me and says, You're you're out of tows. You're out of services for the month. So if I'm to put this donut on, it's out of pocket. I don't have a choice. How much is it? $93. What the F? $93 to put a donut on a. Okay. All
So
right.
why
Yeah.
didn't you change it yourself with some tools?
Because I had no tools.
You were at Walmart. You could have bought everything you needed to change that tire for about 30.
Again, in a hurry, trying to get out of town. I should, in fact, at this point, I was hours past when I wanted to leave. Like it was like a half a day past when I wanted to leave. So I'm like, just do it. I'll deal with the money later. I'll just throw it on my card. I'll worry about it later. So, and again, they were flipping out about my car being parked there. I'm surprised they didn't go, oh, you can't go in the store and leave your car back here. Like it, I'm sure there'd have been some weird freaking policy not allowing me to do it. Because when the tow truck driver put the donut on the vehicle, and I go to walk into Walmart to give them the keys. I say, hey, listen, that's my car. Here are my keys. I have an appointment tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to switch to get a tire put on. They say to me, we can't take your car overnight. We can't accept your keys overnight. Like,
Yeah.
why do you bother having an automotive service? If half of the like there are all of these stipulations and what ifs and you don't tell people until they're there giving you the situation and giving you the what's up.
Yeah. I mean, but anyway, nobody really reads rules anyway.
Every time I purchased a tire, it was a charge to my card.
Oh, so they nailed you. Okay. So they nailed you with several tires.
I've paid for two tires plus the installation fees plus a tire removal and a donut. Mind you, I'm not even going to go into the story about my rental car. After I dealt with all of this, I discovered my rental car had a flat. Well, the tire was messed up and I had to exchange that car. That was a whole nother mess. That ended up costing me like an extra $300, or at least initially charged to my card. Like there's so much money tied up on my credit card right now that like if you were to take a step back, it looks like I just went on a crazy spending spree.
Well, you kind of did.
Like I in a way I did, but most of that's coming back. It's just like, and the only way I could think about it is, each time this was a failure in customer service, that ended up costing me extra. Because if there was clear and concise communication in any of these situations, there would have been pause. And if there would have been pause, there would have been a chance to rethink my strategy.
Sure.
I truly feel like, and you can bash it for it being Walmart, but these types of things happen not just at Walmart, and it's just such an irritation. People just don't understand what it is to take care of the customer these days. You feel like I'm here to just do the job. You're inconveniencing me by having to take the extra step by fixing whatever the issue is.
Yeah.
And that's just such a problem. It I can't step outside of this country and say that it's a worldwide problem. It's definitely a problem in this country for sure. Americans are just, I don't know. When it comes to service, we all want the service our way, but when it comes time for you to be the one to step up and give that service, that same kind of service you expect, you fall short.
Yeah. Um, I think there's a customer service. I mean, again, I dealt with it last week with the
Mm-hmm.
bank. There's definitely a customer service issue with stuff. I think there's a service issue just with people in general.
And I
And
guess maybe in a long-winded way, I just regurgitated your exact same issue from last week.
kind of, but I think the other problem is I don't think people know how to deal with people anymore because the majority of us want to do everything online so we don't have to interact with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to call somebody on the phone and talk to somebody if we can, or we want to go online and order something if we can. I mean, it's kind of backwards a little bit, but I think there's a lack. I mean, I that now again, I had problems with Walmart before. I think Walmart is. I've lived my life by one philosophy. If you ever need to feel better about yourself, there's two places you can go: traffic court and Walmart. Both of them will make you feel like your life is not that bad.
Oh, it's not quite that bad at
It
Walmart.
is. And I mean, I don't go to Walmart unless I absolutely have to. Like, it's just one of those things where you know. And I think I go there now because one of my prescriptions is free on Walmart's pharmacy list. So I go for
Mm.
that. But the rest of it is just, I don't get the why we can't. If you have a flat tire and you have an automotive department and you sell tires, you know,
Why can't
one
you
would
take the flat tire?
one would think that you were not the first vehicle with a flat tire to ever darken Walmart's doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my problems with Walmart, and I swore I would never go to their automotive department again. I had a flat tire once. I was coming back from the studio in Cincinnati, and I pulled into a Walmart, and they were not closed yet, or the automotive department was not closed yet. But I pulled in because I was going to just get a. I forget why I had to go in there, and the guy wouldn't sell me anything because they were getting ready to close in 5 minutes. And I was like, "But you're not closed yet." And he's like, I don't have time to do this. We're closing down. I'm like, you're an automotive thing. Like, that's your thing, right? And it irked me. Oh, I know what it was. It was, I think I needed I needed an actual lug nut. And the guy wouldn't look it up for me to see if I even had it, if he had it for my car because they were closing in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And
That's
ever since,
different.
and ever since then, I was like, you know what? I will not give you my money if I don't have to, kind of thing.
Yep.
But I mean, again, you know, it's I would have I would
I
have
was in a pinch. I thought I was doing a good quick thing, and that wasn't even the end of my tire saga. Like I wasn't even able to get a tire for my car until yesterday afternoon, Monday afternoon, through all of this. This happened initially on a Thursday night. I was not able to find, and it was a ghetto janky ass used tire that looks like, oh my god, the the only thing that was missing was like duct tape on the sides of this thing. It looks pretty, and it's not even the right size. Like
What?
through all of this, it's still it's too wide.
Okay.
It's the right width, but it's too wide.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
mean,
You ever thought about not driving and just
believe me, if I could avoid driving, oh man,
there's a
I
speedway
would.
next to your house. Perhaps you should go manage the speedway. Walk right up there, you know.
Now that would be a death sentence. That would
I'm sure you
truly
could get free lunch
be a
off the roller
death
grill every day.
sentence. There's no offense to listen. There are a couple of people that work there that are good, nice
I never
people.
said they were a bad quality of people. I just said
The store is shitty quality.
that I have said on multiple occasions.
It's it's a I'd say a half step above Walmart, only because they have a lot less to worry about.
Well, but I mean, we live in a sad state of the world now where people have to worry about homeless people coming into your bathrooms, people ODing in bathrooms and stuff
Yes,
like
that
that,
happens a
which is sad
lot in gas station bathrooms.
because as far as I'm concerned, as a gas station, you have three jobs: gas, beverages, and bathroom. That's it. Like, I went through a gas station the other day and they're like, I think that's a DoorDash order. Who in the hell is door dashing from a
Yeah,
gas station?
they DoorDash from Speedway. Yes, they've joined with DoorDash now. So anything from there, and it does nothing but hold up the store, because now the person at the register has to go shop the items. Like at some point they have to stop the line. Like this has actually happened. I've witnessed this happen before, where the person's like, "Listen, I'm sorry. I know I've got a line, everybody, but I have to shop this DoorDash order. I only have so much time to get this order together, and I have to stop right now and get it." And then they had it like like everybody's in the line going, what?" Like they just can't believe it. But that is their own doing. That is Speedway or 7-Eleven's own doing. And you've completely ignored the customer for an online order. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, do you realize how much money, like, if potentially everybody in that line decided to up and walk away at one time, how much? It was more than that DoorDash order, I'm sure. I will put the same money that I staked Dolly and Kenny on up that they would lose a ton of money over that one DoorDash order. And it makes no sense. 0 cents. But I'm sure it makes just as much less sense for them to hire an extra person just to, fill those DoorDash orders that come far in between. But it is dumb. It is the dumbest thing ever.
It's certainly not something that I would focus on, but
Make the dasher grab the items. And if there's a hot item or something special, then the cashier grab it. Like, it is so backwards.
it's something, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure.
It is definitely something. So
Anyway, the lack of customer service, I will direct my attention specifically at Walmart, but there are definitely a long list of others that are notorious on a regular basis. I'm hinting at you, McDonald's. But they're all over the place. Anyway, long-winded
well,
as it was, that is what's on my mind.
I have not a lot of my mind. I mean, I have a lot of my mind, but I don't want to get into anything because
Yeah,
I don't feel like I don't feel like bitching, and I don't feel like going around.
I just grabbed the most convenient thing on the top of my mind that was on my mind, because trust me, there are others.
But you know what? You know what I was thinking today, because summer is winding down and coming to an end,
Hmm.
and I was at a wedding Saturday night with people that I went to school with and knew for have known
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
for
That
known
part of it.
forever. And yeah, it was just a very like it did my heart well to see people that I had not seen in so long.
Right.
And it was just good. But we started talking about, you know, it just made me think of those days. And it was, especially with summer coming to an end, I just like now I look back and I go, what a different time it was. And I drove past a mall today and a lot of it was closed down, and it just made me remember like kids now, because of this technology world that we live in where everything you need is on your phone, your music's on your phone, your TV shows are on
Hmm.
your phone, your connections are on your phone. It's almost taken away like the cool vibe that used to be there, because like in the summertime, like my sister and I grew up, you know, probably 20 minutes from a mall that we practically lived in on a regular basis. And just being in the mall as a kid, and now you have to wear, oh, you can't be in the mall without supervision and everything else. But when we went to the mall, like just the different vibes in the store. And I remember like you would go into clothing stores, and in the corners of every clothing store, there were TV monitors that were playing videos of whatever song was playing while you were in the clothing store. And if you went into, the food court had a smell. And if you went into like a record store had the coolest vibe in the world, because there was
Hmm.
whoever was working at the counter was typically their type of music that was playing in the store. So if you were in the store like two or three different times a day, you would catch two or three different types of music being played. But to rummage through like CDs and records and whatnot as a kid, it's just something that like this generation, I think, because we've moved past it so long, this generation's never going to feel that. And it's
Now, see, I'm just going to slightly disagree with that because vinyl has made a slight resurgence,
yeah, but it's
and that,
not going to
but
say.
it's not gonna come back to the forefront as a
But
primary.
again, walking into the stupid vinyl section at your favorite store, Walmart, it does not compare to
No,
walking
no,
into Record Town, Sam Goody, or pick your 90s record store that you walked into.
I passed, and this is the only reason why I make this argument, and it this gave me a slight glimmer of hope on my way back from Michigan over the weekend. Um, Off of the highway, I just happened to look over and see a brand new record store. Like they are like a vinyl record store. And I was like, that's brand new. And I went, I don't know how long that's good. My first thought was, hey, I don't know how long that's gonna last. But that is freaking cool to see an actual vinyl store pop up as a brick and mortar in this day and age.
But it is just, I mean, just the whole like shopping mall vibe is just gone.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Yeah, I kind of off shot on that one thought, but you're right. You're
And
100% right.
it just feels like, I think technology has taken away the cool,
It
and
has.
you just don't do things that you used to do. I mean, the fun was getting together with your friends and, hey, let's run the Blockbuster and try to get a copy of the latest movie before they run out. And then usually being pissed when you got there and they ran out. But it was, but it was the fun of being able to do that. And that's
I,
kind of, it's just,
I miss sneaking into the adult section at Family Video
it's,
just
my
because I could. You know what I mean? It was
my friend
there.
Jeff's ex-wife was a manager at several family videos, and they stayed alive so long because of the adult room.
You know what? That wouldn't surprise me.
And I
That
said,
probably
I'm like,
the
I bet when dudes see you out at a bar in public, they are terrified. And she's like, why? I'm like, because they
you
know,
know their
you
history.
know, they rented.
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure Family Video stayed afloat for the longest time, probably because the adult section and the game section, because those were probably
I
it
should
was
have.
probably like old, like just barely old enough.
I should have.
Adult men kept them afloat for the longest, as long as they did.
Last week we talked about going back in time a little bit. I would go back in time and go, Amy, that guy? Yeah, he rents from the family. He rents from the back room at Family Dollar. I'm like, I would walk up to him and go, hey, just a reminder, you're up to $37 in late fees of your copy of Kenny Does Dolly.
Whoa, whoa, hey, I'm you from the past. Listen, listen. We need to talk. There's a video.
Right.
We need to keep track of that.
No, but I feel like, everybody says all the time that, things were better. I think it was just a better life. You got out more, you did
Yeah.
things, and it was just, I mean, going shopping on, no offense to Amazon, shopping on Amazon, not cool. Shopping in a mall and going and experiencing that, like, thing was kind of cool.
We've become lazy as a society, and as
Oh,
a
for sure.
result, any convenience possible to make us keep us lazy as possible has come to the forefront as the main,
The
and
pandemic has made a lazy society even lazier.
even lazier. Yep, and it's sad that it is that way. And I will admit, I'm a full contributor to things being that way. Um, but
The
it's
fact
easy for someone like me to fall into, like, for example, with the tires. Like, it was late at night. I was looking for a quick fix, and there was no one that I was going to be able to talk to at 11 o'clock at night to replace it, to help me find a new tire.
No, you weren't.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of, and that was the only place that I knew of where it was like, all right, I know I can shop for this, get this done, and it's not going to cost me a fortune in the process. Because honestly, my first thought was to go to the original place that I got the tires from and just buy one tire. And I almost did that, and I went, wait a second, I can get something cheaper right here, and that's when Walmart popped in my mind. But it's easy to fall into that. I'm very easy to fall into that because um not trying to use it as an excuse, but more a reasoning to my thought, and reasoning is I have ADHD. Impulse buys are something that, like, I want to know how many people out there buy online who have ADHD, because I guarantee that percentage is extremely high. We sometimes make purchases out of impulse rather than need. And Amazon is something that is just perfect for somebody like that, because you can buy something like that on the impulse and get it next day, or in some cases the same day. And that particular impulse or feeling has been fulfilled.
Yeah. And man, that's the thing. It's just you can get it now instead of, I don't know. Anyway, I made it through the whole segment without really swearing, and I made it through the whole segment without really bitching all that much. So, that's a rare one. I
I
probably
don't
should.
know. Okay. Okay, I'll give you less on both of those accounts.
Yeah, thank you. See?
Congrat Congratulations, Stephen.
Thank you.
You
Thank
have
you.
become you have become the Will Smith of podcasting.
I thank you. Thank
Fresh Fresh Prince of podcast.
you. Yeah. See, I like that. I'm gonna go get a personalized license plate. It's gonna say
The
that.
Prince.
No, Prince.
Assumption that some may take that as Prince Albert, but okay.
Do you set off metal detectors all the time?
All the time.